Alright, what's up guys? Today we're going to be reading a pomade coming from Singapore. It's going to be Gerson and Company's original pomade. This is their stronghold, which should work pretty well for my type of hair. So I've been able to test it the last couple of days, and let's go ahead and review it so you guys can kind of see how it works for my type of hair. We're just going to be doing the usual jar review, the application process, how it smells, what it looks like. Sorry, I'm just like running out of breath for some reason. What was it? Where was I? Application process, and then just kind of see what our initial thoughts are for the product is. Gonna go about my day, not too strenuous. I'm gonna be going to the gym, so this will be a good time to test it out, considering it's from Singapore where it's hot and humid. I'm gonna be sweating like a mother, so that's gonna be the humidity part, and then obviously I'll be intensely overheating, so I'll be simulating, quote unquote, the climate of Singapore. And then once the day is over, I'm gonna come back, review again what the product, or my thoughts on the product and how it performed throughout the day. And then one thing I also want to retest is the restyleability. I know we don't always do that, but for this one, it is advertised as being able to be restyled with a little bit of water. Let's go ahead and test that, and that'll be it. So let's go ahead and take a look at the jar. We see that it's fairly simple. Black labeling, black amber, not black amber, but it comes in an amber jar, plastic lid, and on top, you guys can see similar, pretty much the same labeling all throughout. Consistency is good. There's no surprises, and Gerson is a happy dog. We see that there's a lot of text on here. That's something I'm not too huge on, but it does give you a lot of details on how the application is or should be for this pomade, the ingredients, and a little bit of the backstory. So you guys get a little bit of like this water sealant thing. I don't know what it's called technically, but my assumption prevents the product from drying out. Inside, can't really see the pomade itself, but scooping out, you get this kind of clear jelly-like substance. I wouldn't say it's pink, but kind of looks orange at the same time. Not that it really matters in the long run, but that's just so you guys know. So that's all we got for how the jar looks. Simple, consistent, a lot of text, amber jar, plastic lid. Cool, let's go ahead and go through the application process. Opening the jar, you're gonna get this whiff of vanilla mixed with, like, they describe it as woodsy. I think that's the only appropriate term I would use as well. It's definitely soft and mild in terms of like how it kind of smells, but it's hard for me to describe exactly, but it's very fragrant. If you're not in the market for very like favorite pomade, this is definitely not something you would want, because for me, the last couple of days when I tried it, I definitely noticed the smell throughout the day. Personally, I liked it. Wasn't an issue, but just a precaution so that you guys know. Alright, let's go scoop it out of the jar. So it's very reminiscent of, not reminiscent, it's very similar to, you know, like your water-based soluble pomades that are like gel. I don't know if the market ever settled on a term to call that, but same substance, kind of jelly, but kind of not super sticky. Easy to, sorry, my hands get fucked up. Very easy to like just spread and apply. Definitely something that's water soluble. So this thing is advertised as something that doesn't really tug on your hair, My main theory is that because there's a decent amount of water in there already, it's just gonna kind of slide through your hair. Say whatever water's in here just basically lubricates it. So used about 2 scoops worth just to really showcase what this pomade can do. Definitely could have gotten away with 1, because usually I don't go for like a super slick look, but I want to test it out and see how this kind of lasts throughout the day, considering that if people are getting this in Singapore where the weather's hot, humid, and just overall not ideal for any type of product, we're gonna see if this mic works. Alright, 2 scoops, gonna stick his tail, going through the hair, super simple. If you guys want to finger comb it, it won't be slick, given that this product is pretty slick in general from just initial application. I would definitely use a comb in this case, just so that, I don't know, for me I just don't like the loose look for when it kind of looks slick. That's just kind of like not my thing. Where's my comb? Alright, so, ooh, got nuggets in my hair. Combing through, no issues. Using the wider side of the teeth on the comb. Definitely no tugging. Everything's smooth. Fragrance is pretty abundant in the air. Alright. So, as of now, I can really kind of feel it drying out. Very similar to how a lot of these other water-based pomade works. But for me, this one's a little bit heavier in terms of how it feels when you apply it to your hair. So maybe there is some type of chemical or property in here that makes it resistant to water. I would assume, honestly, I should have done my research before doing this review, but whoever is more, I guess, knowledgeable in what the products are made of, definitely let me know in the comments, because do some research after this. I'll just put it on the written review. Maybe it's the caramel. Whatever the case, as you guys can see, slickness is pretty crazy. It's very similar to, damn, my hair is short. Very similar to a lot of other water-based pomades. Say the one key thing that separates it is its weight and like how heavy it feels on your hair. Definitely a good thing for my type of hair because it does get pretty unruly. Oh man. Oh man. So, why is this side good, this side not? Shit. Whatever. Alright, so initially, again, my haircut is pretty damn short still. But if you guys take a look at this side, everything's gravy. Slickness is all there. I don't notice any strays. Given how my hair kind of feels right now, there's very little give in how much my hair is going to move. I'm just going to say that from my experience the last couple of days, this is definitely going to dry out and kind of just hold my hair in place. Alright, got to do baby side pomp because this haircut is way too short. Cool. Alright, we'll just stick with this side. Overall, slick, not super shiny. There's a little bit of shine, but not too much. Definitely not a matte product. The strays are fairly contained, at least for this better side of my head. Short side, not so bad, still passable, but my standards are pretty damn high for myself. So we're gonna go ahead, continue throughout the day, see how this holds up, and given I just kind of delayed this review for a little bit just so you guys can kind of see it's drying out. The slickness is like still there. The shine definitely slowly disappearing, and then the hold in my hair does feel pretty solid at this point. Then, I guess one other differentiation from this with other like gel pomades is that I don't necessarily feel my hair drying out like super crazy where it's like crusty. Right now, it's still giving. The last couple of days, not so bad. Definitely still restylable, but we'll see how it performs today. I haven't used it for the gym yet, but let's go ahead and do that. Then I'm just gonna edit some photos. Pretty cash day. Then we're gonna see how it lasts throughout the day. All right, see you guys in a bit. All right, welcome back, guys. Let's go ahead and take a look at how the hair lasts throughout the day, and then we'll take a look at the restylability and final impressions. So when we take a look at the hair, we see that kind of dried out, similar to a lot of other gel-based pomades. This isn't super crispy compared to the lot of like Layrites or like Suavecitos or like things similar to that. This though retains a little bit of like moisture. I don't know if it's exactly moisture, but there's something in there that's kind of making it still loose or kind of still, I won't call it like moisturized, but that's what it feels like. It is definitely dried out a little bit. A little bit of strays here and there, but that's probably due to me running my fingers through my hair, just trying to put it in place when I was at the gym. That's just out of habit. So let's go ahead and restyle it, and then we'll see how it lasts. So I'm just gonna add a little bit of water like the instructions said. I mean, you guys can always add more product, but we'll see how water reactivates this in general. So overall, things move pretty smoothly. The comb isn't getting caught. There isn't like super high amounts of friction. Like if you were to do this with a more traditional gel-based pomade, I'd say your hair would get pulled pretty aggressively just because of how much it dried out. As for this, I'm pretty impressed with how much restylability came back after adding a little bit of water. The hold, I feel like, isn't as, not impressive, but isn't as strong. You still get a good amount of like structure to your hair. Definitely something to get by, but something not to really depend on if you're trying to, I guess, like stay sharp the whole day. This would, excuse me. So this would be more of like, yo, I had a long day at work, but my boys still want to go out. Just gonna put some water on my comb and then recomb my hair. It still look pretty decent. All right, so final thoughts on the product. As you guys saw, restylability is pretty good. The strength is definitely a stronghold. That definitely holds true. The fragrance itself didn't last all day. It was really strong in the beginning, but as the product kind of dried out, it just kind of left a, I wouldn't say reminiscent, just a small bit of like essence of what it was initially. The structure of your hair does kind of retain this initial like form you styled it and when it like kind of dried out. But for me, out of habit, again, I kind of like just try to fix it, and that just kind of made it a little bit messier, just because, as with most gel-based pomades, it did dry out, and without water, you're just kind of messing the whole damn thing up. That's pretty much it. I would say overall, I'm pretty impressed with what this product can do. Some improvements I can see is that maybe not as much drying out, but again, this I think is more tailored towards hot and humid conditions. I would see this as something that would work pretty well in that. For me, it's kind of overkill. I don't really need that here in California, but it's a nice option to have given that summer's coming up, and given the track record of last year's summer, this is definitely something good to have. That's about it. I guess one last thing be, I don't know, maybe there's the last thing. So, catch you guys next time.